England smashed their own ODI batting record on Tuesday. Credit Getty Images. The good news for Australia is that their World Cup match against England next year is not going to be played at Trent Bridge. Instead it will be Pakistan, the team England destroyed here for the previous world record score, on the butcher's block. The flat pitch, small boundaries and quick outfield, made quicker by the number of bare, old pitches on the square, is the perfect venue for England's supercharged batting. This record-shattering 481 for 6 followed 444 for 3 against Pakistan 2 years ago that at the time looked to have set an unbeatable record, and 350 against New Zealand in 2015, a seminal match in the regeneration of England's one-day cricket. For that night they chased down what previous teams would have seen as an impossible target. It gave Eoin Morgan confidence that his team's new brazen approach to batting was the right way to go. Nothing summed up England's performance better than the slight feeling of disappointment they failed to reach 500. England still scored 125 off the final 10 overs. They have only twice before made more runs in the last power play, but somehow, and this is silly, 481 almost felt short. England were so strong, so powerful with their shot-making, unconfident with their placement, that spectators were allowed in on the fun, trying to hold on to crowd catches. One even took a photo with his phone of the ball before he lobbed it back. Sensing this was a moment of history, Eoin Morgan became England's leading run scorer in ODIs. Credit Getty Images. England struck the most boundaries in an ODI innings, 41 fours, 21 sixes. Morgan's 21-ball 50 set a new mark for the quickest by an England batsman, and he overtook Ian Bell to become England's highest ODI run scorer. He even managed to hit more sixes in this innings than they managed in the entire 2015 World Cup. It was hard to keep up. Nottinghamshire fans know their cricket, but they greeted the arrival of Josh Buttler by shouting, "Root," having failed to notice the change in England's order as Morgan sniffed 500. Pity poor Australia, if that's possible. They were simply marmalised, in the consolatory pat on the bottom for Tim Payne from one of his teammates at the end of the England innings showed the sympathy for a captain who had gifted the opponents the chance to bat first. He never flapped under the pressure and his fielders kept their heads. If ever Australia's news more family-friendly approach was going to crack, it would be in the face of an onslaught, but they took their medicine with good grace. In the end, that might be the problem for Payne. The nice guy act can only last so long if the team is losing. It started with Jonny Bairstow. His century continued a remarkable rise in one-day cricket. Last week was the anniversary of his promotion to open the batting, an opportunity he was only given because there was no other opener in the Champions Trophy squad when England decided to drop Jason Roy. Jonny Bairstow hit a sensational century. Credit Getty Images. Since then Bairstow has scored 6 centuries in 20 innings. Since the last World Cup, only Joe Root, with 7, has scored more hundreds, and he has played nearly 20 games more than Bairstow. Bairstow had actually received a bit of a telling off from the England management after his last 100 in Scotland. They felt he should have seen the innings through, rather than got out for a blistering 103, leaving the job to others. This time he went on. His 100 took just 69 balls, and a double century was there for the taking when he was out for 139. This time he knew the job had been done. The pirouette as he raised his bat to all corners of the ground on his way off was the act of an opener satisfied he had done his job. Hales had watched on with envy as Bairstow and Roy have built a brilliant understanding at the top of the order, condemning him to first reserve. Made a statement, reaching his 100 quicker than Bairstow, off 62 deliveries, and played the best shots of the innings, including 2 sixes that were hit so hard they could have taken chunks out of the masonry of the stands at mid-wicket and long on. Australia unwisely plied him with plenty of balls he could whack over his favourite leg side scoring areas, and at times AJ Tye bowled like a J-pie, but this was Hales being ruthless, taking his chance even though he knows he will be dropped when Ben Stokes is fit. England were an embarrassment with the bat not that long ago. Now they have an embarrassment of riches.